Hello and welcome to I am learning Turkish. I, Anastasia Kraynyuchenko, will be a Turkish teacher today as always. And in this lesson, we will understand how to tell about our past, because past is really important for every human being. It shows what we passed through. We will start from the very easiest past tense in Turkish, which is definite past tense. In Turkish we name it görülen geçmiş zaman. It means past tense which we saw. So as we understood, we are using it when we want to tell facts, something which took place in past and we know about it really. It is formed by affix d plus personal affix type 2. We will talk about this type 2 affix a bit later. This tense is really similar to past simple tense in English, so it will not be so hard for you. But there is only this form. There is no another forms of verbs. So the affix d actually has 8 forms. D, di, do, t, ti, tu. How to understand which form should we use? We will need 2 steps for it. In the first step, we will understand with which letter our verb's root finishes. If the last letter of the verb's root is a voiceless consonant, we will choose an affix starting with te. For this, we will remember a thing, fıstıkçı şahap. It contains all voiceless consonants in Turkish, so it is really useful. Don't forget about it. If the last letter of the verb's root is a voiced consonant or a vowel, we, of course, will choose an affix starting with de. The first step was really easy. What about the second one? In the second step, we will understand what is the last vowel of our verb's root. And according to this, we will choose our nice affix. If the last vowel of the verb's root is a or ı, we will add d or t. As an example, let's see verb almak, kırmak. We are forming past tense from them as aldı, kırdı. And see the verb atmak, kalkmak. We are forming past tense for them as attı, kalktı. If the last vowel of the verb's root is e or i, we are adding either d or t. As an example, as with words geldi, verdi, gitti, bitti. As we see in gitti, bitti, we have voiceless consonants in the end of roots. If the last vowel of our verb's root is o or u, we are adding do or tu, as in okudu, buldu, or tuttu, oldu. And of course, if the last vowel of the verb's root is e or ü, we are adding do or tu, as in güldü, öldü, düştü, küstü. Yes, so that was pretty easy. Not the easiest thing to do in your life, but still. And now, since we know it, let's review a day of a guy named Kaan. I will read each slide 2 times, and after that we will translate it to English. Kaan sabah 6'da uyandı. Kahvaltıda sütlü gevrek yedi. Sonra saat 6.30'da spor salonuna gitti. Orada egzersiz yaptı. Bisiklete bindi ve havuzda yüzdü. Kaan spor salonunda duş almak istedi ama su yoktu. Kaan sabah 6'da uyandı, kahvaltıda sütlü gevrek yedi, sonra saat 6:30'da spor salonuna gitti. Orada egzersiz yaptı, bisiklete bindi ve havuzda yüzdü. Kaan spor salonunda duş almak istedi ama su yoktu. So yeah, you will understand what did he do even from the pictures. Kaan 1 saat sonra eve döndü ve orada banyo yaptı. Banyodan sonra hemen giyindi, hazırlandı ve evden çıktı. Çünkü işe geç kalmamak istedi. Kaan'ın iş yeri çok uzak değil. O iş yerine bisikletle gitti. 15 dakika sonra artık iş yerine geldi ve çalışmaya başladı. Let's read it again to understand it better. Kaan 1 saat sonra eve döndü ve orada banyo yaptı. Banyodan sonra hemen giyindi, hazırlandı ve evden çıktı. Çünkü işe geç kalmamak istedi. Kaan'ın iş yeri çok uzak değil. O iş yerine bisikletle gitti. 15 dakika sonra artık iş yerine geldi ve çalışmaya başladı. Akşam saat 6'da Kaan anladı ki o artık çok yoruldu ve eve dönmek istedi. Zaten iş günü de o saatte bitti. Bisikletle evine çok hızlı vardı. Koltuğuna oturdu ve TV izlemeye daldı. Kaan akşamını televizyonun karşısında geçirdi. Saat 11'de Kaan yatmaya karar verdi, yatak odasına girdi. Yatağına yattı ve hemen uyudu. Güzel rüyaları gördü. Akşam saat 6'da Kaan anladı ki o artık çok yoruldu ve eve dönmek istedi. Zaten iş günü de o saatte bitti. Bisikletle evine çok hızlı vardı. Koltuğuna oturdu ve TV izlemeye daldı. Kaan akşamını televizyonun karşısında geçirdi. Saat 11'de Kaan yatmaya karar verdi, yatak odasına girdi, yatağına yattı ve hemen uyudu. Güzel rüyaları gördü. So yeah, was it really hard? I don't think so. But let's translate all this text just in case you didn't understand one or two words. Kaan woke up at 6 in the morning. He ate cereal with milk for breakfast, then went to the gym at 6:30. There he exercised, biked and swam in the pool. Kaan wanted to take a shower in the gym, but there was no water. Kaan returned home an hour later and took a bath there. After the bath, he immediately dressed, got ready and left the house because he didn't want to be late for work. Kaan's workplace is not far away. He went to work by bicycle. 15 minutes later, he came to work and started working. Of course. At 6 o'clock in the evening, Kaan realized that he was very tired and wanted to go home. After all, the working day ended at that time. He got home very fast on the bike, sat down to his seat and was immersed in watching TV. Kaan spent his evening in front of the TV. At 11 o'clock, Kaan decided to go to bed, went into the bedroom, late to bed and fell asleep immediately. He had beautiful dreams. So yeah, tell about your day in comments of our YouTube video, just in case you're watching it in YouTube. If not, still after watching our program, you can visit YouTube and leave your comment. Tell us about your day. We are really interested. So we kind of talked about personal affixes type 2. What is that? Because we already learned personal affixes. What happened? The fact that our past tense is finished with an affix which ends with a vowel made Turkish change personal affixes a bit for past tense. So, to say what I did something, we will just add me after our do, do or do. As an example, ben aldım, ben gittim, ben oldum, ben düştüm. In case if you did something, we will just add ne to our the and so on. As an example, Sen aldın, sen gittin, sen oldun, sen düştün. If he, she, or it did something, we are not adding anything, as always. So it will be o aldı, o gitti, o oldu, o düştü. If it's us who did something, we will only add ke. And this is the strangest thing in all those personal affixes. Yeah, let's remember, in past, if we are doing something, of course, if we did something in past, we will add ke after our past tense affix. So we will have biz aldık, biz gittik, biz olduk, biz düştük. If you, but a lot of people, did something in past, we will add nız, niz, nuz, or news. We will understand which affix to add according to our past tense affix. The same vowel which it has will personal affix for you have. So we will have siz aldınız, siz gittiniz, siz oldunuz, or siz düştünüz. So yeah, pretty easy and nicely. And in case if they did something, onlar, we will add lar, ler, or as always, we can not add anything. Like, we may leave it like only past tense affix and nothing. So we can say onlar aldılar or onlar aldı. Onlar gittiler, o anlar gitti. Onlar oldular or onlar oldu, and onlar düştüler or onlar düştü. What was all those verbs here? We actually know them. Almak means to take, so as an example, o aldı means he took or he bought. Gitmek means to go, to walk, so o gitti means he went. Also, olmak is to be or actually become. So in past tense, oldu will mostly be understood as became. And düşmek means to fall, so o düştü will be he fell. Yes, so now we understood how all those affixes work, and let's review a little text about bazaar in Turkish. So you see beautiful bazaar or market in Turkish cities. There are a lot of them in every city in Turkey. You can see clothes here. You can see also food here. It's for everything. It's like a shopping mall before shopping malls were invented. Let's see what happened if 3 girls went there. Geçen hafta sonu ben, arkadaşım Hülya ve kardeşi Nil pazara gittik. Pazarda birçok insan gördük. Orada istediğimiz her şey vardı. Tabaklar ve tencereler, elbiseler ve pantolonlar, çantalar ve ayakkabılar. Nil ve Hülya yeni çantaları aldılar. Ben evime antika kahve fincanlarını satın aldım. Ben ve Nil yazlık elbiseleri almak istedik ama Nil'in parası sadece çantaya yetti. Ben Nil'e borç verdim ve o güzel bir çiçekli elbise aldı. Of course, let's read once again. Geçen hafta sonu ben, arkadaşım Hülya ve kardeşi Nil pazara gittik. Pazarda birçok insan gördük. Orada istediğimiz her şey vardı. Tabaklar ve tencereler, elbiseler ve pantolonlar, çantalar ve ayakkabılar. Nil ve Hülya yeni çantaları aldılar. Ben evime antika kahve fincanlarını satın aldım. Ben ve Nil yazlık elbiseleri almak istedik ama Nil'in parası sadece çantaya yetti. Ben Nil'e borç verdim ve o güzel bir çiçekli elbise aldı. Pazarın öbür kenarında çiftçiler meyve, sebze ve köy ürünlerini sattılar. Ben muz, köy peyniri ve bal almak istedim. Nil ve Hülya ise yumurta, domates ve kahvaltılık zeytin aldılar. Pazardan sonra Nil ve Hülya beni evlerine davet ettiler. Küçük şirin mutfaklarında kek yedik ve çay içtik. Güzelce sohbet ettik. Çok güzel bir hafta sonu geçirdik. Let's read it again in Turkish speed and then let's translate everything. Pazarın öbür kenarında çiftçiler meyve, sebze ve köy ürünlerini sattılar. Ben muz, köy peyniri ve bal almak istedim. Nil ve Hülya ise yumurta, domates ve kahvaltılık zeytin aldılar. Pazardan sonra Nil ve Hülya beni evlerine davet ettiler. Küçük şirin mutfaklarında kek yedik ve çay içtik. Güzelce sohbet ettik. Çok güzel bir hafta sonu geçirdik. So yeah, are you ready to translate? Me, yes. So let's do it. Last weekend, me, my friend Julia and her sister Nil went to the bazaar. We saw many people in the market. There was everything we wanted. Plates and pots, dress and trousers, bags and shoes. Nil and Julia bought the new bags. I bought antique coffee cups for my house. Me and Nil wanted to buy summer dresses, but Nil only had enough money for the bag. I loaned Nil money and she bought a beautiful dress with flowers. In the other side of the market, farmers were selling fruit, vegetables and village products. I wanted to buy bananas, cottage cheese and honey. Nil and Julia bought eggs, tomatoes and olives for breakfast. After the market, Nil and Julia invited me to their house. We ate cakes and drank tea in their cute little kitchen. We had a nice chat and we had a very nice weekend. So I hoped you are spending a really nice weekend where you are. And with this little text, we are finishing the first part of our program. In the second part of our program, we will understand how to form negative past tense and how to ask questions in it. Stay tuned and see you soon. Welcome back to the program. Programa hoş geldiniz. So, it is I'm learning Turkish and it is still me, Anastasia Krajnichenko, who is teaching you Turkish. By the way, did you understand that hoş geldiniz is actually containing our past tense? Geldiniz means you came. Hoş geldiniz, it's nice that you came. Also, hoş bulduk, which we are giving as an answer to hoş geldiniz, means we found it nice. So yeah, actually you knew how to form past tense even before forming past tense. Now let's see negative past tense, how to do it. As you maybe remember, we had ma or me to make a negative forms of our infinitives. It is working here as well. We are taking our verb's root, we are adding ma or me, and after that we are adding only d or d. As you remember from the first part of the program, we used to add d, do, t, tu to verb's root, but here after ma or me we can only add d or d. Yeah, nothing to do. After that, if it's needed, we are adding personal affix type 2. Let's review some examples and let's understand something really important about negativity. Ben ders çalıştım. I studied my lessons. Ben ders çalışmadım. Ben ders çalıştım. Ben ders çalışmadım. What could we hear? We hear that when in ben ders çalıştım, we are stressing this T part. In ben ders çalışmadım, we are not stressing our affixes. We are stressing the last vowel of our verb's root. Let's remember it. The same goes on in another examples. Sen sinemada film izledin. Sen sinemada film izledin. Sen film izlemedin. Sen film izlemedin. Biz evde kitap okuduk. Biz evde kitap okuduk. Biz kitap okumadık. Biz kitap okumadık. Siz merdivenden düştünüz. Siz merdivenden düştünüz. You fell from stairs. Siz merdivenden düşmediniz. Siz merdivenden düşmediniz. So pay attention to stress the right vowels, and so you will understand Turks better because they are always doing it unconsciously. And also Turks will understand what you're saying better as well. So let's review a dialogue between a manager of a company and a worker. Manager as müdür and worker as çalışan. Merhaba Aykut Bey, nasılsınız? Bugün önemli bir toplantımız vardı ama siz işe gelmediniz. Ne oldu? Merhaba müdür bey, çok iyi değilim. Dün fena bir şekilde üşüttüm. Meslektaşlarım size haber vermedi sanırım. Evet, hiç kimse bana bunu bildirmedi. Geçmiş olsun Aykut Bey. Yarın işe geliyor musunuz? Hayır, 1 saat önce ateşimi ölçtüm. Ateşim 39'du. Ben daha iyileşmedim. Peki anladım Aykut Bey. Görüşmek üzere. Let's read it again, but a bit faster. Merhaba Aykut Bey, nasılsınız? Bugün önemli bir toplantımız vardı ama siz işe gelmediniz. Ne oldu? Merhaba müdür bey, çok iyi değilim. Dün fena bir şekilde üşüttüm. Meslektaşlarım size haber vermedi sanırım. Evet, hiç kimse bana bunu bildirmedi. Geçmiş olsun Aykut Bey. Yarın işe geliyor musunuz? Hayır, 1 saat önce ateşimi ölçtüm. Ateşim 39'du. Ben daha iyileşmedim. Peki anladım Aykut Bey. Görüşmek üzere. As you see, the yellow ones are our past tense verbs. So let's see the translation, just to understand that you understood everything right. So, manager says, "Hello, Mr. Aykut, how are you? We had an important meeting today, but you didn't show up for work, so what happened?" "Hello, Mr. Manager, I'm not very well. I had a bad cold yesterday, and as I see, my colleagues didn't let you know." "Yes, no one told me that." "Get well soon. Mr. Aykut, are you coming tomorrow?" "No, I looked to my temperature 1 hour ago. It was 39. I didn't get any better." "Okay, I understand, Mr. Aykut. See you." So yeah, this is an interesting thing, and actually it could happen with all of us. So don't get cold. Üşütmeyin. How to form questions in past. Of course, if we are talking about yes or no questions, because as we kind of understood, if we are making a special question, we are just putting our special question word and then not adding anything after our verb with past tense. So if it is a yes or no question, we are taking our verb's root, we are adding our past tense, we are adding our personal affix, and only after that, mı, mi, mu, or mü. Is it going really strange to you? Doesn't it seem interesting? Because as we kind of remember, it wasn't like this. We had our personal affix after me, mu, or mü. So let's review how it's happening here. Ben korktum mu? Ben korktum mu? Did I scare? Sen geldin mi? Sen geldin mi? Did you come? O anladı mı? O anladı mı? Did he understand? Biz seçtik mi? Biz seçtik mi? Did we choose? Siz gördünüz mü? Siz gördünüz mü? Did you see? And onlar konuştular mı? Onlar konuştular mı? Did they speak or did they talk? So yeah, now we see that asking questions in past tense is really much easier than in our normal present tense, which we used before. Because in present tense, we had to take our your to the verb. After that, taking a mi, mu, like actually in some places it's only mu, and only after that placing our personal affix. So, ben korktum mu is much easier than ben korkuyor muyum to form. Enjoy this thing, enjoy this characteristic, and learn personal affixes of type 2. Don't mix it. Now, let's see some dialogues formed with yes or no questions. Also, you will be able to form your own dialogues after reading those, because here we will see a lot of daily situations. First of it, dün ne yaptın? Bütün gün çalıştım. Alışveriş yapmadın mı? Hayır, bütün gün evde oturdum. What did you do today? I worked for a whole day. Didn't you do shopping? No, I sat at home whole day. So what do we see here? In dün ne yaptın is a special question. So we don't see mi, mu or mü here. In answer, of course, bütün gün çalıştım, we see past tense again. But here, alışveriş yapmadın mı? We see something interesting. We see what we formed a question from a negative form, and of course, this is possible too. Do it as much as you can. So here it was alışveriş yapmadın mı? Didn't you do shopping? And also, let's go to another dialogue. Here we have a dialogue which is probably going on in a hospital. Hastanede geçiyor. We have doktor and hasta, who is patient. Dişiniz çürük, neden bana daha önce gelmediniz? Çünkü başka bir ülkede tatile gittim. Tatilde de dişiniz ağrıdı mı? Hayır, dişim bugün ağrıdı. Let's read it again in Turkish speed. Dişiniz çürük, neden bana daha önce gelmediniz? Çünkü başka bir ülkede tatile gittim. Tatilde de dişiniz ağrıdı mı? Hayır, dişim bugün ağrıdı. So, your tooth is rotten. Why didn't you come to me earlier? Because I went on vacation in another country. Did you have a toothache on vacation? No, my tooth hurt only today. So, çürük is rotten, which I really advise you to remember if you're going to a dentist in Turkey. Let's see another dialogue, which is between friends in maybe home, maybe in cinema. Let's see and understand. Bu filmi seyrettiniz mi? Hayır, seyretmedik. Filmden çok korktun mu? Çok korkmadım ama film oldukça korkunç. Ama ben korkunç bir film izlemek istemedim. Ben romantik ve komik bir film izlemek istedim. Mandıra Filozofu'nu seyrettin mi Ayşe? O film çok güzel. Ben 2 defa izledim. Hayır ama fikir güzel. So let's read again in order to understand it better and then of course translate. Bu filmi seyrettiniz mi? Hayır seyretmedik. Filmden çok korktun mu? Çok korkmadım ama film oldukça korkunç. Ama ben korkunç bir film izlemek istemedim. Ben romantik ve komik bir filmi izlemek istedim. Mandıra Filozofu'nu seyrettin mi Ayşe? O film çok güzel. Ben 2 defa izledim. Hayır ama fikir güzel. So, now let's translate it. And have you seen this movie? Asked Ayşe. No, we didn't watch it. Scared of the movie or not? I wasn't too scared, but the movie is pretty scary. But I didn't want to watch a scary movie. I wanted to watch a romantic and funny movie. Have you watched The Diary Philosopher, Ayşe? That movie is so good. I watched it twice. So let's see our last but not the least dialogue. And guess, where could it be? Where could it happen? It is between Anne, as you remember it's a mother, and her son named Kerem. So, bugün güzel yemekleri yaptım ve buzdolabında bıraktım ama daha tadına bakmadım. Sen tattın mı? Evet, ellerine sağlık. Çok güzel yemek pişirdin. Ama turşu bana tatlı geldi. Turşuya şeker attın mı? Ay, bu nasıl oldu? Ben turşuya şeker atmadım. Ama belki de bana böyle geldi çünkü o anda şekerli çay içtim. Belki. Bu arada sen tatlı yedin mi? Hayır, ben tatlı görmedim. Buzdolabında revani vardı. Ama neyse, sonra yersin. So let's read it again as always and see the translation. Bugün güzel yemekleri yaptım ve buzdolabında bıraktım. Ama daha tadına bakmadım. Sen tattın mı? Evet, ellerine sağlık. Çok güzel yemek pişirdin. Ama turşu bana tatlı geldi. Turşuya şeker attın mı? Ay, bu nasıl oldu? Ben turşuya şeker atmadım. Ama belki de sana böyle geldi. Çünkü o anda şekerli çay içtim. Belki. Bu arada sen tatlı yedin mi? Hayır, ben tatlı görmedim. Buzdolabında revani vardı ama neyse, sonra yersin. And let's see the translation. For example, if you worried what is turşu means. So, I made some nice meals today and left it in the fridge, but I haven't tasted it yet. Did you taste it? Yeah, well done. You cooked very well, but the pickle was sweet for me. Did you put sugar to the pickles? Ah, how did this happen? I didn't add sugar to the pickles. But maybe that's how it came to me, because at that moment I drank tea with sugar. Oh, okay. By the way, did you eat dessert? No, I didn't not see dessert. There was revani in the fridge, but anyway, you can eat it later. So this is all for today. Let's count what have we learned today together. We understood how to talk about our past. We also understood how to tell that you didn't do something. Also, you understood how to ask questions in past. In our next lesson, we will learn how to form past tense for nouns, which is, of course, really important as well. It was I'm Learning Turkish with Anastasia Krajnichenko. Watch our new episodes, rewatch our old episodes, and see you soon.